All right, here's a little formula on videos. I'm going to start with a little video on formulas. The sun's in my eyes. I can hardly see my screen, so just bear with me. Let's start with something simple. All right, I'll zoom in a little bit here. All right, so take a look at these numbers. They're just numbers that I'm going to add up. All right, I'm going to add these ones up. I'm going to add these ones up. I'm going to add those, subtract those, multiply those, and divide those. Now, if I were to add these things up, I'm going to do this the manual way here, which would be kind of dumb, but you'll learn something from it. Because it would make sense like using my calculator to do 34 plus 23 plus 54 plus 23 plus 23. Get the idea? And I'll go the fast, efficient method. But anyways, just so you understand how we create formulas in Excel, basically I'm going to tell it, look, take B3, right, B3, plus, so add 23 to it, so add B4, add B5, add B6, add B7. So here's how it works. All formulas start with the equal key. Boom, the equal sign, bang. Then I could go like this. I could type in equal B3, hit the plus key, B4, hit the plus key. You notice how it's kind of coloring the cells here? B5, hit the plus key, B6, hit the plus key, B7, hit the plus key, or no, if I hit the plus key, I'm going to add something else, but I'm going to hit enter. Boom, there's my number. Now, why wouldn't I use a calculator to do this? Because I might be using these I might be using this formula to calculate like all the way to row. Basically, I mean, we can go to we can go 256 columns, I should say. So I could have numbers all the way across, and all I need to do is haul this sucker across, and it'll add up whatever it finds up above it. Now here it's finding 5 and 5, and that's it in that range. But this 10, or this formula here is looking for in 5 cells, right? So it's applying whatever it finds above it, because that's what I did here. So the way that I just did it was kind of the the mistake way. I could have typed in I could have typed in A4 by accident, right? And it would give me this, and I'd say, oh yeah, that's cool. Then I could delete the 23, the B4 that I missed, and nothing would change here. So I really frigged up my formula. So I could fix it manually by double clicking and putting it in, enter. I could fix it that way. I'm going to put my 23 back in there. Okay, so it gives me the right number. But this was the slow way of doing it. The fast way of doing it, or sorry, hang on. Whoa, slow down, Al. Equal. If I want to do it the foolproof way, instead of typing in B3 plus B4 plus, right, I could just click on it, equal this cell plus. I hit the plus, have to hit the plus key. That, plus, so I'm just clicking that. And that way there, it's foolproof. I'm not making any typos, and it's giving me the number. And again, why I wouldn't use a calculator is that these numbers could change. This could be something I do every month. And this number this month happens to be 45 up here, of whatever that is. All right, so that's the manual way. Double click so you can see your formula. It also appears here in the formula bar. Now, here's the fast way for adding things up. Equal sum. So equal sum, notice all these other different sum ones. You'll never need to know these anytime soon. Equal, find the sum. So equal sum bracket. And it's saying number 1 to number 2. Well, basically I'm saying from here, I drag down, I'm clicking and dragging to there. Hit enter, same number. So let me do that again. Equal, equal sum bracket or parentheses. I could do it backwards, go that way, it doesn't matter. B3 to B7, that's called my range. B3 to B7 is called a range. All right, so why we do it this way? I'm just going to select these two, grab my fill handle, haul it over, and this formula is going to use, boom, these ones up here, right? Equal sum C3 to C7, whoops, and I click somewhere else and I frig it up, right? I'm going to hit enter, whoops, I screwed it up and it doesn't know what to do with this. So I'm going to undo, Control Z, or up here, and I can bring it back. But so this was that same formula because I copied that one over. This was this same formula because I copied this one over, and I did them at the same time by doing it this on that little thin cross here on what we call the fill handle. All right. So equal sum's about the only thing you're going to do like this. Now I could, and I'm going to do that in the next one. I'm going to say, what's the average of these numbers? What's the average one of that? All right, well, let's figure it out. Don't need a calculator, right? I'd be doing 45 plus 23 plus 54 plus 23 plus 23 divided by 5, it would tell me. But I'm going to go equal average, bracket. Same deal, boom. My average is 33.6. Hey, wait, if I had a range here, instead of like 5 cells, let's say I had 2,000 cells, right? I'd say B3 to B2003. Then real quick, I want to find not only the average, maybe I want to find the highest number in there. That's where I go equal max. That's maximum, right? Let's find out. It should be 54, and it's 54. I did it over in this cell. I should have done it over here. But equal, so I'm going to say highest. I'm going to go lowest, and that should be good. So equal, I'm going to bring it up. All right, you're starting to get this? I hope so. Equal max, bracket, these, good to go. Equal lowest, if it's not max, it's going to be, yeah, you guessed it, min. Whoops, no bracket, hang on, Al. Equal min, bracket, there we go, it should find 23 is going to be my lowest because it's there like 3 times anyways. Anyways, that's how that works. All right, so if you just wanted to add 2 of them together, you just saw how to do that a second ago. I could do equal sum here, or I could go equal that plus that, enter, right? What if I wanted to subtract? Equal this minus, hit the minus key, that. All right, good. What if I want to multiply? Then I'm going to go equal. So basically I type my formula in where I want to find, where I want to see the answer, 5. Then I hit the star, right, times 5. There we go. And dividing it is, and I know you probably figured this out now, equal that, divide it by, right, that. And there we go. 5 into 5 is 1. And again, why not use a calculator? Because copying this stuff for 1,000 more cells is a lot faster than doing it individually on a calculator. And I could take this sheet and apply it for February, apply it for March, you know, if it was a budget or whatever. All right, so this is the first part of this video. The second part of the video, so you got to figure this stuff out. The equal, adding them up, subtracting, right, multiplication, and dividing. But it's as simple as that. Now, second part of the video is this one here, all right? These are kind of BS numbers, and they're probably not quite, you know, I just typed in some numbers here. All right, so games played for all of these seasons. All right, we're figuring out 7 seasons. What's the total going to be? Think about it. Equal what? Equal sum. Bracket. Hey, I'm going to grab games played by accident, not just the numbers. Watch what happens. It didn't add it up, right? It's looking for something up here, but it didn't find a number, so it just ignored it. But I'm going to fix it because that would be kind of dumb. I'm going to say B2 instead, 397. All right, good. So would I do this for this, this, and that? Well, let's try it. Equal sum bracket. But this would not be the brightest thing to do, because what I could have done instead is I could have taken this, because it's going to be the same formula. I'm looking for totals for all of these numbers. I'm going to take that fill handle, I'm going to pull it across. Let's take a look at the formula. Does that work? Equal sum of that, yep. Equal sum of that, yep. Whoops, whoops, I had to hit escape. Equal sum of that, yep, escape again. So why type it in that many times when I could just copy it over and it's going to look for the same thing? All right, so what about the average? Equal what? Think about it. Equal average, right? It's not that complicated. A bracket. The bracket's what a lot of people forget. Equal average of this. Boom. There we go. We'll figure out what to do with these long numbers like that. I'm going to haul it across. That was by grabbing that fill handle, pulling it across. There we go. We'll talk about that in a second. The mean, by the way, the mean is the same as the average, right? But we can use equal mean bracket. At least we could. Yeah, maybe mean doesn't exist anymore. So if in an exercise it's asking for the mean, yeah, because we have median mode. But anyways, so we don't have mean anymore. It was kind of dumb that we had both of them. So let's ignore mean. But if you see mean in an assignment, know that it means average. So all right, we'll scrap that. Boom. All right, median. All right, now the median is the middle value. So it's like, all right, in this case, is it going to be 44, or are we talking values, the value that would show up in the middle, meaning somewhere in between the top and the low number? Let's find out. Equal median. Let's grab that. Let's see what we're going to get. And it's 56. And what happens is it's going to look for the lowest number, 44. It's going to look for the highest number, which was 68, I guess. And it's going to try and figure out what would be in the middle. Well, think about it. 44 plus 12 is 56. 68 minus 12 is 56. So that would really be the median number. It's looking for the number and not necessarily the average. The average is very exact. In this case, it's looking for the number that would show up in the middle of a series. I don't know if that makes any sense, but Google median in case you don't quite get it. So in this case, what's it going to be? Let's look. The highest number is 32, lowest number is 14. What would be right in the middle of that? But it's going to be one of these numbers that are here. So will it find something? Let's find out. Let's haul it across. 23. So it's figuring out. Yeah, 23 is going to be right in the middle of. So think about it. 32 minus 23 is 9, but 14 and 9, yeah, it's 23. So that works out pretty good. All right, same. So basically, you copy this one across, and there you go for your penalty minutes and all that. Now, mode is the number that is repeated most often. Which one's it going to be here? Let's see. Do we have any that's repeated more than once? It's 48. So think about it. We can figure this out here, but if you had 1,000 numbers, it's going to go through that 1,000 numbers and give you that answer. In this case, is there one that repeats itself more than once? Yeah, 23 is the one that shows up more often. This one here, it doesn't look like there's too much. That'll repeat. Let's find out what happens if we type in equal mode. Let's find out. Let's see what it looks like. I've got somebody folding clothes in here for me. Remember Marcia that you saw the other day? Yeah, she's here, gracing me with her presence. The video's not on Marcia, so. But in this case, there wasn't anything that showed up more often than another, so there's none available. And that's how this works. I think this way over here, you could figure out the average goals per game. Why did I do it over here? I don't know. Because if I did it this way, I'd say A equal average goals, which average, okay, and I'd grab, this one I'd be doing the average, so this one I'd have to do this manually. It would be equal, there were 14 goals in 56 games. That's all that is. Well, basically, so you only scored 1 out of every 4 games. Same with assist, we would do it this way, equal the number of assists divided by the number of games played. What's that going to be? It's going to be a little more than half the time, so 60% of the time. Now remember I talked about this number over here and this number over here. Do we need them to be that accurate? I can select one or I can select a bunch, and I'm going to use this over here. Notice here it's going to increase the decimal. Don't need that. Or I'm going to decrease the decimal. I mean, you know what? Probably like one number would be good, 56.7. What happens if I bring it down one more? It's going to round it out from 56.7 to 57. So that's kind of how that works. I'm good with that. And over here, if I want it to figure out what's this in percentages, I grab that stuff. Hey, look, I hit the percentage key up here. Boom, there we go. And if I wanted it to be more accurate, I would increase the decimal, and there we go, right? That's probably all you would need, knowing that it's almost 61% as far as the assists per game. And that should be enough. If you watch this video a couple times as you're doing the exercises, that would probably cover pretty much everything you're going to do in the next assignments, except for maybe the date. All right, that's the end of this.